Hello, everyone. A very good evening to everyone present. We have a lot of people already. We have Mini, we have Samurga, we have Janvi, Shreya, Sri Prakash, Narendra, Manal, and we have a lot of other people as well. Before we get started with anything, please let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. I have put up a poll. Please let me know if you can hear me clearly, yes or no, so that we can start the session. I see that people are marking yes, which is a good thing. I am audible to everyone. Let me wait for a few more seconds and see if I'm audible to everyone. Okay, I see that I am audible to everyone. Someone just marked no. If I am not audible to you, could you please try refreshing the your browser? If I am not audible, please let me just write this. Okay. I see that for the most people I'm audible. I guess there is just one of you who marked a no. So try refreshing the browser or change the browser to some other browser. Okay. So since I'm audible to most of you, let's get started. Today we have a very interesting topic in hand. We are going to discuss data insights. Data insights is something new to GMAT, new not in the pure, not in the truest sense of it. Data insights, or it used, we used to call it integrated reasoning previously, was a part of GMAT Classic. However, it was something that we would not, they would not take into consideration when it came to score out of 800. Okay. But now data insights or IR is a very big part of your overall score. In fact, it is one third of it. Okay, so the one third is quant, the other third is verbal, and then there is data insights with an equal weightage. Okay, this is the focus that we are talking about. This is GMAT Focus edition, the new edition that has launched in Folk. Right, so I hope all of you know the brief idea of it. Okay, today we are going to take up a couple of topics from it. That is graphical interpretation question and two-part analysis question. Before I move forward, let me introduce myself. My name is Satyam Gupta. I am the quant lead, the mentor lead, or sorry, this will be quant lead. In fact, not mentor lead. This will be quant lead. I'm the quant lead and the mentor here at GMATWhiz, rather quant and data insights lead and mentor here at GMATWhiz and also GREWhiz. Okay, we have a lot of new people. Okay, guys, there are going to be primarily two sections to this webinar. Okay, number one is going to be, of course, the main part where we discuss about some questions, where we discuss about some DI questions. Okay, and how it works, and we will talk about the tips and tricks and strategies to basically tackle these kind of questions. That is going to be roughly about 60 to 70 minutes, probably 80 minutes also. Okay, after which there is going to be a 10-minute Q&A session where it will be open for all of you to ask any type of question, any particular question, any particular problem related question, or in general GMAT related or GMAT Focus edition related question that you might have. You can ask me anything. That particular window will be open for the last 10 minutes. And of course, throughout the session, it is a pretty the chat box is always open, so definitely we will try to keep it as interactive as possible and not a one-sided YouTube video. Okay, it is live for a reason. Take the advantage of it. Okay, so before we move any further, I would like for all of you to tell me in the chat section how far down the line are you with respect to your prep. How much is it already done? Are you just beginning with your prep, or are you at the intermediate level, or what was your most recent mock score, if you have taken anything, if you have taken the main GMAT, what was your score? If you have taken any recent mocks, tell me that score. or how good or bad you are with, when it comes to data insights question. Any kind of input that will be helpful to me with respect to judging you and taking this particular webinar forward, so that I understand the level at which you stand, so that my explanations will be according to that. So I would love for all of you to let me know in the chat at what stage of the prep are you right now. Some numbers be that would be helpful. Okay, so let me know about that in the chat section. Till then, let us move forward to that session. Okay, so session progression is going to be pretty simple. Very quickly, I will give you an overview of the focus edition of the GMAT Focus edition, how it works, how many questions, how many minutes, and different kind of things. And then we are going to discuss specifically about graphical interpretation DI question, and of course the two-part analysis, sorry, the table analysis questions as well. Okay, we are going to discuss today. Rather two-part analysis, not table analysis. This will be a two-part analysis question. Okay, so graphical interpretation and two-part analysis questions we will discuss. First of all, let us go through a brief overview about focus edition and how things are going to change in focus edition. Let me see if I have any chat over here. Okay, Sri Prakash says that she is a beginner. Samagya says it is her second attempt. Okay, guys, you can also use the the admin section as well, where you can send me messages privately. You do not have to send it to everyone. If you want, you can send it to me privately as well, but definitely let me know, because if I know my audience well, I'll be able to reciprocate in the same way. Taranjeet says 70 to 80% done. Okay, so you're pretty much you're quite far down the line with your prep. So yeah, let's continue with the session. What is focus edition? Okay, so as you already know, as you must already know, focus edition, as far as the quant goes, we have 21 questions, 45 minutes, so roughly approx 2 minutes per question, slightly more than that, 3 extra minutes. Okay, but you can consider to be 2 minutes per question as only. Similarly, verbal is going to be 23 questions, 45 minutes, slightly less than 2 minutes per question, only very less than 2 minutes per question. And then there's going to be the third part, which is going to be the data insights part, 20 question, 45 minutes, so just over 2 minutes per question. So this is how the structure of the new GMAT Focus edition looks like with respect to the number of questions, with respect to number of questions, and then again the number of minutes that you will be given. Okay, Karthikeya says network issue. Is there a network issue from my side, guys? Please let me know in the chat. Am I audible to all of you clearly? Is there a network issue for everyone, or is it just one of you? Please let me know. Okay, I see that I am audible. Let me just very quickly check my internet speed as well. If it should not really be a problem. Let me quickly take 10 seconds and check my internet speed, run speed test. Audible, no issue. Well, yes, audible. Okay, everybody says audible, so I believe I am audible. Should not be a problem, and even my internet speed is quite well at this point. It's crossing 40 Mbps, so should not really be a problem. Okay, guys, so let me continue. So this is going to be the structure as far as the question and the minute goes. Let us move forward. Next we have a data insight section. Okay, so one of the biggest question that you should ask yourself, that why is GMAT making data insights so important, right? It used to be there in the form of integrated reasoning, IR, but why is data insights now being given such a big priority? Okay, you should ask yourself first to give the first to give before giving the exam, you should understand the exam. Okay, what is the mindset behind the test takers? Why is this exam specifically given for us to get admitted into the business schools? Why is this exam taken in the first place? Okay, so as far as why data insight goes, the answer is pretty simple, right? A successful business school relies on a strong data analysis skills. Okay, so that is what the GMAT, right? They want to focus. They want to see how good are you with your data analysis skills. Okay, it is, and it is actually important for business schools to have to take to thrive in classrooms and beyond GMAT exam focus editions, data insight sections. Okay, so this is what the business schools basically want to see, how good are you with your data analysis skills. Okay, because at the end of it, when you join business schools, or when you graduate from there and you go and you go to your respective leadership roles in the world, that is what is going to be very helpful. Okay, and the companies want that, and the business school wants to train you in that. Okay, Narendra Singh, I think I already mentioned that there is going to be 20 questions of data insights. Okay, and how many of that will be data sufficiency, you will understand it just right now. Okay, when I talk about the types of questions in data sufficiency. Okay, someone says, if I may wrong, how long will this webinar be? Around 1.5 hours. Okay, not more than that. 1 hour 30 minutes, 1 hour 40 minutes, something like that. Okay, so what are the topics that come in DI topics, right? The DI topics are pretty simple. We have data sufficiency, which was in quant earlier, but right now it is in the data insights part. And then we have the two-part analysis, stable analysis, graphical interpretation, and multi-rows reasoning. So there are basically five topics that come under DI, and we will be given 20 questions out of it. So roughly about 4 to 5 questions per topic will be given. So 4 to 5 DS questions if you are asking for this thing, Narendra. Okay, so this is how it is going to be as far as DI goes. Okay, I hope this is clear. I hope everything is clear over here, right? Why data insights and what are the topics in data insights? Okay, there are primarily 5 topics. One of which you have already studied, data sufficiency in quant, if you have already studied for the classical GMAT. But of course, if you are someone very new to GMAT, then you have to study everything from beginning. Okay, so today's topic that we have, again, there are some quant topics that you should already be familiar with. Okay, when you solve any DI questions or data insights question or integrated reasoning questions, IR questions, there are some quant topics that I would expect you to already know, or if you already know, it should really be helpful. Percentages, profit loss equations, speed, distance, time, work rate, time, PNC, probability, statistics, and assets, etc. Especially these starting 3 topics are the most important ones. Okay, so these are the topics that you should be familiar with when solving data insights question. And what are the skill sets that will be required for you? Of course, you have to translate, because you need to form equations over here if needed. Okay, you have to be able to deduct the data properly. So calculations, deduction, reading data, and obviously critical thinking. So these are the some of the very important skill sets that one should know, right, or one should have in their harness to be able to solve any DI questions with 100% efficiency. Okay, we are going to talk about it, once, of course it's not possible to talk about all of it in one go, but definitely we will try to cover as much of it as possible. And the most of it, and in fact all of it, is already covered in our on our platform as well, where the data insights course is already up and live. I will try to show you that as well, a quick tour of that as well before the end of this session, right? So these are the topics and the skill sets that will be needed as far as DI goes at a very high level. Okay, I hope all of you understood this. All right, so now let us solve some two-part analysis questions. I have a total of 5 questions with me. Let us try to do as much as we can. Roughly 1.5 2 minutes per question is what it is expected of you to give to two-part analysis, not more than that. Okay, so we are gonna okay, what is the most time-consuming part in DI? Multi-source reasoning is one of the most time-consuming. So when we discuss that multi-source reasoning, yeah, probably in the coming sessions, in the coming weekends, we might have a session on multi-source reasoning and table analysis as well. Okay, so we will try to cover that as well, and I would hope and I will hope to see you in that as well. Thank you so much, Taranjeet. Okay, guys. So let us move to solving some questions now. Let's try to see some questions. Okay, there are two types of questions. I have picked up some questions from GMAT prep source. Okay, and I have taken some from GMATWhiz, that is our very own repository as well. Okay, so there are a couple of questions from GMATWhiz question bank, and then there are a few questions from GMAT prep source as well that we are going to discuss. It will give you the best possible understanding of the type of question that the official GMAT questions, or rather the official GMAT exam, will be there. Okay, so let us get to the first one. But before that, when it comes to the quantitative type of two-part analysis question, there are basically two types of answer choices. Number one is the fixed answer choice, and the second one is the variable answer type. Okay, fixed answer type and variable answer type. What does that mean? Like, what does this mean? For example, if I ask you which of the following is an even prime number, okay, so what will be the answer? The answer will be pretty simple, right? It's going to be number two, right? Number two, that is option number A. So we have a fixed answer for this. Okay, there is no multiple answers that is possible. Okay, there is a fixed answer that's possible. Whereas, whereas, whereas the variable answer type question can be something like this: which of the following is a single digit prime number? Right? There are multiple values possible to this. Like, what are the single digit prime numbers that are possible? There can be two, there can be three, there can be five, there can be seven. Right? However, in the options, I only need to mark three, but there are definitely variable answers possible. Here, there is only one fixed, that is two, but here there are multiple answers that are possible, and I need to search among the options through which one do I need to click. So we do have one question for each of these type of question, that is the fixed answer and variable answer, and we will try and understand the strategy behind each of them through the questions. Okay, let me bring up the first question. This is the first question, guys. You have the first column and the second. So there are two parts to it, so two part analysis. That is what the question is. Read the question. Once you are done, just send in your answer privately. Okay, send in your answer to me privately. Type your answer. Okay, and how can you type? Just comma separated. Okay, make sure your answer is comma separated. Okay, for example, again, I don't know the exact answer, but let's say the answer is this and this. So all you need to do is to just mark 3 comma 3.5. Okay, so let's just do this. Type the answer to me separately, 3 comma 3.5, or whatever it is. Let's say it is something like this one and this one. Then also you can write 3 comma 1.75. Okay, or whatever that you are comfortable with. Just make sure that you send in your answer properly. This is the first question, and we are going to keep this theme for the rest of the webinar as well. I will be muted for exactly 2 minutes, after which we will start discussing the questions. Okay, all the best. Okay, someone is asking what is DST and WRT. DST is distance, speed, and time. DST is distance, speed, time, and WRT is work rate time. So these are the two topics in WP intermediate of our course. Okay, if you go through that, you will get these topics in the WP intermediate top module. Will it be mix of verbal and quant in DI? Yes, it will be a mix of 90% of DI questions will be verbal based, but there will be some DI questions which will be sorry. There will sorry 90% of DI will be quant based, but there will be some questions that will require your critical reasoning skills as well, CR skills. Okay. I already have a few responses. Some of them have been privately. Okay. So please send in your answer privately to me. Okay, I have got a lot of responses. Okay. Someone is asking, does GMATWhiz offer offline classes in Gurgaon, Delhi? No, unfortunately, we don't. We only offer uh, one-on-one tutoring sessions online. We are an online company. We do not have an offline presence whatsoever. Okay, if yes, at what location and when is the next class starting? No, we do not have offline presence. I'm so sorry. We only do one-on-one tutoring classes. Okay, the link of which I can share with you. Let me see. We do offer one-on-one tutoring packages where you can get the tutoring for quant, verbal, and data insights. So please, you can take a look at this. Take a look at this website that I have shared with you. Okay, guys, so let us get started. Most of you. Okay, I have a question. Can quant questions also be asked in form of DI question which demand certain quant concepts to be clear? Yes, of course, of course. Most of the DI concepts, most of the DI questions will be quant based. For example, this that you have in front of you is also quant based. Okay, so it's not something completely out of the box. Okay, they are going to be quant based only. It's just that there are some table analysis, or rather some analytical thinking that will be needed. And what do I mean by that? That is what we're going to discuss right now. Okay, when I discuss with you the solution of it. Okay. Okay, so let us discuss the solution of this one. Okay, since most of you, okay, okay, let us get solving this. Okay, so this is the type of question where we have a fixed solution, right? Remember, remember I told you that there is going to be two type of questions, one with a fixed solution and one with a variable solution. Okay, so as far as this question goes, this has a fixed solution, and let us try to discuss that. Okay, it tells us that approx 2.5% of the total volume of earth is in form of fresh water. Okay, so 2.5% of the total volume is fresh water. Of this fresh water, approximately 70% is in form of surface water. So 70% is in form of surface water, which is river, lakes, or permanent snow, and the remaining 30% is in form of groundwater. Okay, so if I assume the total volume, let's say, to be 100, then what is the amount of fresh water that we have? The fresh water is 2.5 percentage of 100. Okay, which is going to be 2.5, right? And after that, how much of this is surface water? Okay, surface water, as we know, is nothing but 70 percentage of 2.5, right? That is 70 percentage of the fresh water, right? So if you calculate that, if we go on to calculate that, so 70 percentage of 2.5 is going to be 1.75. Okay, and how much of it is groundwater? If we calculate, groundwater is nothing but 30%. Okay, so 30% of what? It is going to be 30% of 2.5, which is going to be 0.75 if you do your calculation, right? So this is what I know of. I know the total volume, I know the fresh water, I know the surface water, and I know the groundwater. Now let us go ahead and read the question. The question says that select for percentage of total volume represented by surface water. So that is, this is the first column. Okay, this is the first column that they have written. So I need to select over here. What do I need to select? I need to select the approximate percentage of earth's total surface water represented by fresh water. So out of earth's total water, how much is fresh water? I need to select. Similarly, sorry, how much of the earth's total water is in form of surface water, and for percentage of total volume represented by groundwater, that is the second column, I need to select the approximate percentage of earth's total water is in form of groundwater. So basically, in the first column, I need to select how much of the earth's total water is in form of surface water, and in the second column, I need to select how much of the earth's water is in form of groundwater. This is what I need to mark in both these columns. Now, of course, there are two ways to do this, right? What is the first way? The first is the conventional way of doing it. The first is the conventional way of doing it, where I actually go ahead and calculate the surface water and the groundwater. The surface water is 1.75 and the groundwater is 0.75. So if I calculate the percentage of it with respect to the total volume, what do I get? I get 1.75, and the total volume I had assumed to be 100. And to calculate the percentage, I need to multiply it with 100. So what do I get? I get that the amount of surface water is 1.75% is the surface water. So I will go ahead and mark 1.75, and I can do the same thing with groundwater as well, where this is 0.75 divided by total volume times 100, and this we get as groundwater, and I can go ahead and mark this, and this is the answer, and this is the fixed answer of it. Okay, there is no such a variable answer possible for this question. This is the only answer that is possible. Now this is the conventional way of doing it. Okay, if you see, this is more of a conventional approach. Okay, this is the conventional approach where I calculated the fresh water, the groundwater, or the surface water, all of it in the most conventional fashion. We calculated everything. However, there is a logical way of doing this question as well, which can be done very quickly, and that is what the GMAT is actually testing you in this question. If you are doing it in the most conventional fashion, you might take a lot of time, right? Let me just go back and write over there. This conventional way can be time consuming. Okay, but if you are smart enough, there is a smart way of doing it. There is a smart approach to it. Okay, And what that is, if you have understand the question properly, you should know that this 2.5 percentage of fresh water is already out of the total volume of water on earth. Okay, so total volume of water, or let's just say this total, let me just write it like this. So fresh water is already 2.5%. Okay, and now this fresh water consists of surface water and the groundwater, right? This fresh water consists of surface water and groundwater. And if the total volume I am already considering it to be 100, then these percentages are also out of 100. Okay, which means this fresh water is nothing but 2.5 units only. Okay, so the world has 2.5 units of fresh water, right? So these two, column 1 and column 2, is nothing but surface water and groundwater. These column 1 and column 2 should add up to be the amount of fresh water, or rather we can say therefore column 1 and column 2 should add up to give me 2.5. Yes or no? Did you understand this? Did you understand this? Yes or no? Column 1 and column 2 should add up to give you 2.5. Yes or no? Okay, so Magra says answer has to be in the ratio 7:3. Correct. Very good. That is, yeah, that is one way to look at it. Did all of you understand this? Column 1 plus column 2 has to give you 2.5. Very good. Very good, Manal. So as soon as you understand this, as soon as you are able to decipher this, all of these options go out of the picture. You see, all of these options go out of the picture. The answer cannot be this. Okay, not one C1 or C2 can be 2.5 or greater than that, right? It is not possible. Now the choice is between these two, and as I can see, 0.7 plus 1.75 actually does give me 2.5. Okay, this is actually 2.5. Now the big question is, which one will it be? Will it be this, or will it be this? Which combination will the answer be? Right? Which combination will the answer be? Does anyone have any idea what combination the answer will be? How do I decipher that? Will the answer be this, the one in red, or will the answer be this, the one in green? What combination will I select the answer? I will select the answer in which combination? Really quickly tell me. Anyone? Correct, Ayush. Very good. They both have to be less than 2.5. Very good. So, very good, Vivek. 70% has to be the greater one. Very good. C1 has to be greater than C2. Why C1 has to be greater than C2? If you see, because the question tells me that 70% is with surface water. 70% is with surface water, and the remaining 30% is with groundwater. So there are two things that can be taken out of this, of course, considering that C1 and C2 has to give me 2.5, but also C1 has to be greater than a C2. That is why my correct answer will be 1.75 for surface water and 0.75 for groundwater. Now, so this is how you do this using the SMART approach in less than, like this should take you what, about 1.5 minutes, maximum 1.5 minutes, definitely not more than that if you use this smart approach. But of course, if you use the conventional way where you do all the calculations yourself, it can take you 2.5 minutes as well. But if you read the question properly, if you're able to decipher the question and understand the hidden meanings behind them, it should not take you more than 1.5 minutes to do this question, because you are eliminating so many of them, right? I hope all of you understood this. Surface greater than ground. Very good, Samagra. Very good, Taranjeet. Let me know if this is clear. Let me bring up a poll. Is this clear? Let me know, guys, if this is clear. Please mark in the poll yes or no if this is clear. Do I have any doubts? Okay, I hope this is clear to everyone. So this was one such example where the answer is fixed, okay, where we did not really have to go through the options. Let us do one question where the options, where the answer will actually be variable answers. Okay, so try and solve this question now. Again, the way you give your answer remains the same. Give me comma separated, write in the chat. If you want, you can write it privately. If you want, you can write it to everybody as well. There should be an option where you can write the message to admin only. So that message comes to me privately. Okay, I will be muted for exactly 2 minutes and then we will start discussing this question. I've started getting a lot of responses. I am getting a lot of correct responses, but there are a few who are getting it wrong as well. Hmm. Okay. Uh, do. Inject no value. Okay. Okay, Vivek, very good. Narendra, correct. Vib, uh, VIBH. Who's this Vib? Okay. Your answer is correct. There is someone whose name is. Okay. Someone has given the answer as 3 comma 3. Those options are not there. Someone has given 5 comma 5, which is incorrect. Okay. A lot of you are writing 20 comma 5, which is the correct one in fact. Okay. 30 seconds more. All of you send in your answer. 30 seconds more, and then we shall start the discussion. Okay. No, not at all. Someone is just asking me, is it wise to leave all MSR in order to save time, since the questions are a little tricky as well? No, not at all. That is what that is what the challenge is. You have to train yourself to DI question. The data insights questions like this. If you, I mean, it is not at all wise to leave one particular section completely, right? Because you have to understand that GMAT is a adaptive exam, right? So if you get a question wrong, you you will keep getting easier and medium level questions, right? So you need to have some basic understanding of it, so that so that you get at least the easy or the medium ones right. You cannot completely leave out any particular section or any particular topic in GMAT. Okay, have some basic ideas, right? Okay, Vibho. Okay, no worries. Okay, guys. So most of you have got this, got this question correct. There are some people who got this incorrect as well. So let us just quickly dive into the solution of it. Okay, a very easy question, honestly. In a drawing for a certain company's recent holiday party those prizes, 12 employees were awarded a total of $120. So there were 12 employees, and the total prize was worth of $120, with each of the four employees awarded $8. So four employees were awarded $8, and eight employees were awarded $B. So what is the equation? How do you translate? How do you translate, and what is the equation that you get? Can someone give me the equation that you would get? Very easy, very basic. What is the equation that one should end up with? Really quickly in the chat, can you tell me what equation will you end up with? Correct. The equation that we will end up with is 4a plus 8b equals to 120. Okay, and all I need to do is to plug the value. We just have to plug the values of a and b over here and check which one actually fits to this equation, right? That would be the most conventional way of doing it. Of course, there is a smart way of doing it as well. If we can make this equation slightly simpler, so instead of 4a plus 8b equals to 120, what we can do is we can end up writing this as 4a plus 2b equals to 30. Now, what I do like to do is, this part over here is even, right? 2b is also even. So a has to be even, right? Yes or no? Can someone tell me? A has to be even, yes or no? Am I right to say this? That A has to be even? Yes or no in the chat, really quickly. Since 30 is even, 2b is obviously even, then A also has to be even. And what this does for me is, because of this, I can eliminate some very obvious answers. For example, A equals to 5 cannot be the answer. Okay. And because of this equation, A plus 2b equals to 30, the value of A cannot be 30 as well. The value of A cannot be 40 as well, right? Because if the value of A is 30 itself, then B would become 0. And A, of course, cannot be 40 also, because B cannot be negative, right? In the same fashion, B cannot be 20, B cannot be 30, and B cannot be 40, right? So all these, they go out of the option. So these cannot be the answer. Yes or no? Now, all I need to do is to go ahead and check which one out of the remaining fulfills my equation. So I have A equals to 2b plus 30. Now, all you need to do is to just plug in each one of them and see which one fits. For example, let's check this one. If I place A equals to 4, what do I get? 4 plus 2b equals to, let me write it like this, A plus 2b equals to 30. So the value of 2b that you get is 26. The value of b that you get is 13. Of course, that is not available. So A cannot be 4 as well. Now you need to, now let us check for A equals to 12. If you do that, you will see that a equals to 12 also doesn't fit. A equals to 20 is the one that will fit. So let me just put that. When a equals to 20, we get 20 plus 2b equals to 30. The value of 2b that we get is 10, which gives us the value of b as 5. So the answer that we eventually get looks something like this. Let me remove all of these. So this is the answer, 20 comma 5. Most of you got this right. I hope all of you understood this. Let me just bring up the poll really quickly. Let me see if there's any sort of do okay, someone just tells me to go a little faster. I can go a little faster, honestly, but uh, data insights is something that is pretty new to a lot of people, right? So that's why I'm taking it slightly slow. I will try and cover as like not a lot of question. I will try to cover only 5 to 6 questions, but I would like to do it in detail so that you understand the types of question. It is not just about the number of questions practice. There are there are already many questions uh, out in the world for you to practice, but you should know how to solve these. Okay. Please briefly explain why if 30 is even, then b also it definitely is even. Or what do you mean b is even? Okay, let me explain this one really quickly again. 30 is even, right? I hope all of you know that 30 is even. So this part is even, right? And this is 2b, right? This is 2b, right? 2 times b. So 2 times b will be even, right? It doesn't matter what b is, right? It doesn't matter what the value of b is. 2 times b will be even, and which makes my a also has to be even. Okay. B is not even, 2b is even. B can be anything. I do not care what b is. Okay, b can be anything. It is that 2 times b which is even, which has to be even. Okay, let's do another question. Let's try and do this question over here. All of you, please try this question. This is from GMATWhiz question bank. This is from our very own question bank. So let's try this question. Couple of minutes. I hope the previous one was clear to everyone. Very good, Samarka. Yes, even plus even is even plus odd is odd, and odd plus odd is even. Very good. Thank you so much, Samagra. Okay, guys, this is the next question. Again, when you are done, please give your answer, comma separated. Okay, and I will be mute. I will stay mute for 2 minutes. Okay, guys, 30 seconds more. I've already got a lot of responses. Okay, 30 seconds more, and then we shall start the discussion. Okay, most of you have given me the response, and I see that most of you got this right, except there are, at least few of you, three, four of you, who have got this wrong as well. And majority of the mistake that people have made, it belongs to this one, that is 50 upon 3. So let's see why this is wrong. Okay, so let us read the question quickly. A group of marine pu- pu- bio- biologists conducted a research expedition to study the migratory pattern of sea turtles in the Atlantic Ocean. Again, all of this is just to set up the question. During their migration, the sea turtles traveled a minimum distance of 800 miles and the maximum of 100 1,200 miles. So the distance, as far as the distance goes, the range is between 800 miles to 1,200 miles. Okay, again, we can also add an equal to sign to these as well. The fastest turtle completed the journey in 48 hours. Okay, so I have, I have the range of the time as well. So the lowest time was 48 hours. Okay, so let me write miles. Okay, 800 miles and 1,200 miles. And as far as the time goes, the lowest time is 48 hours and the highest time is 72 hours. Okay, so this is the range of the distance and time that is given to us. Now the question is asking us, based on the information provided, select the value for the minimum possible average speed and the maximum possible average speed. What is the formula for average speed, guys? Anyone? What is the formula for average speed? Correct, yes. What is the formula for average speed? Yes, the formula for average speed, if you have gone through the speed, distance, and time topic already, you should know that the formula for average speed is total distance by total time. Okay, total distance by total time. Now, if I want my average speed to be minimum as possible, if I want this the as low as lowest possible value of average speed as possible, then my distance has to be lowest distance divided by highest time. Lowest distance divided by highest time. What is the lowest distance? The lowest distance is 800 and the highest time is 72. So 800 divided by 72, this two will give me the average minimum speed. Okay, now this is for the turtle who has covered 800 meters, okay, in 72 hours. So that turtle has taken the maximum possible amount of time to cover the minimum possible amount of distance. So that is why 800 divided by 72, and if you do this calculation, you will end up with 800 by 9. So for minimum, it is going to be 100 upon 9. Same thing if you want the average speed, if you want the maximum average speed, you have to take the highest distance traveled in lowest time. Highest distance traveled in lowest time. What is the highest distance? The highest distance is 1200 meters. So one particular what do you say, turtle will cover 1200 miles in 48 hours. Okay, so highest, or rather the largest amount of time in the lowest amount the largest amount of distance traveled in lowest amount of time, which if you do this calculation properly, you will get 25, and that is why the maximum possible average speed is 25. So I hope all of you got this. A lot of you fell for the trap of 50 upon 3, right? So do not do that mistake. Okay, I hope all of you understood this question. Let me bring up the poll really quickly. Very good, very good. Total distance by total time, distance by time, distance by time. Not really like distance by time. You have to say total distance by total time. That is the right formula for average speed, because distance by time is the normal speed of speed. Uh, uh, a distance by time is speed, but if you talk about average speed, it has to be total distance by total time. It might be very trivial. It might sound very trivial, but it actually is very important to use that, to use the right terminologies. Okay, I hope this is clear, guys. Now we will move on to solving some graphical interpretation question. uh, I hope all of you, this is clear for everyone. Okay. Very good. Let us now solve couple of. Let's try to solve at least couple of graphical interpretation question as well. Okay, guys. But before that, let me just quickly. This is how the course looks like. The GMATWhiz course looks like at present. Okay, this is the updated GMATWhiz course. Okay, if you are already a GMATWhiz student, then you should know how this looks like. Okay, we have the quant topic which was already there. Okay, we have obviously excluded the geometry part from the course. The verbal topic is already there. Verbal are also already there. Of course, we have eliminated the SC, so we have the full course of CR and RC already there. This is something new. We have added the data insights topic. This is new. Okay, and inside data insights, if you see, we have the topic name, given as integrated reasoning, and we have covered all the 4 essential parts, that is the 2-part analysis, table analysis, graphical interpretation, and multi-source reasoning. So the full DI course is now live on the platform. So if you are not already part of this GMATWhiz course, make sure you go through it. Okay, at least go through the free trial, and I'll tell you how to do that. Okay, at least go through the free trial and see if it works for you. Okay, if it works for you, do give us a chance of being the part of your GMAT journey and achieving your target score. Okay, but since we are running out of time right now, let us just now try to solve at least 2 of the graphical interpretation question. Okay, I have 3 in my repository for today. Okay, so really quickly, the types of graph that you should be familiar with. Number 1 is of course the line graph, and then there's bar graph, pie chart, flow chart, etc., scattered plot, and everything. Let us do couple of them. Okay, all of you must have already learned about this in your high school and school time and colleges as well. But so it should not really be something very new. Okay, of course there are these tricks and all that will be followed. So let us go through that. This is the first question. This is from the source GMAT Prep again, and we will solve one from GMATWhiz question bank repository as well. Let's try to do this. Very interesting, one of my favorite questions. Once you are done, please mark. Just tell me your answer again with comma separated. Okay, I will be on mute for 2 minutes. Is geometry completely removed, or it can come in any form? No, geometry is completely removed. It will not come in any form whatsoever. Okay, guys, 30 seconds more. I've got a lot of responses. Some of them are correct, some of them are not. Okay. Some of you are saying D, comma A. Let me just tell you the type of answers that I'm getting. Couple of you have said that the answer will be. Let me. Where is it? Couple of you have said that the answer is D, comma A. Okay, but then there are a few. Someone said that it's C, comma E. Someone said it's A, comma E. So there is a lot of different types of answer that I'm getting. Someone said that it's D, comma B also. Okay. Someone said C, comma A. Okay. Any other type of answer? Okay, a lot of different types of answers. I would like to give 30 more seconds. Okay, guys. Let's try and make this interactive based on whatever analysis that you have done till now. I would highly encourage each and every one of you to mark something, because in the exam also you have to eventually mark something to move ahead. Okay, so consider this to be an exam like environment, and based on the analysis that you have done till now, mark something or the other. Okay, so that I can at least understand your pain points and give you the advice. Okay, 30 seconds more and then we shall start the discussion. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, one of the most interesting questions of this whole lot. Okay, like honestly, it's my favorite. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this question and just tell me if I'm doing it right or not. Okay, so it tells us that in the diagram we have 14 nodes that are represented by circles, and relationship among them are indicated by arrows. Okay, so each arrow points from one node to another node. Okay, so we have a parent node and a child node. For example, if I take these two, then this over here is the parent node and this over here is the child node. Okay, because it goes from parent to the child. Okay, so this is the relationship that is being followed, that from it will go from parent to the child. Okay, a positive numerical value is assigned to each node, so that the value assigned to the parent node, again this is the most important part, the value assigned to a parent node is exactly double the value assigned to its child node. Okay, so whatever the value of parent will be, the child's value will be half of it. Okay, the nodes are labeled from A through E in a prince are the principal nodes. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to assign A, that is the first one, any one particular number, let's say 1. Okay, so what will be the next one? The next one will be 1 by 2. The next one after that would be 1 by 4. The next one after that would be 1 by 8. Similarly, for this one, this would be 1 by 4, right? Because for this, C is the parent node to this one. That is why it will be 1 by 4. Similarly, the one after that is the child, so that will be 1 by 8. The one after that is the parent, so that will be 1 by 4. Okay, you must have taken some other numbers. I'm dealing with this, so it's the same thing, right? This one over here, if you see, is the parent node, right? So that is why this is going to be 1 by 2. This one is going to be 1 by 2. E is also the parent node, so it is going to be the double of 1 by 8. So that is why this is going to be 1 by 4. This one over here is a parent for 1 by 4. So this is going to be 1 by 2. This is going to be 1. This is going to be 2. This is going to be 4. And this is going to be 8. So I hope all of these numbers you have understood well, right? I hope all of these numbers you have understood. So if we were to write down the values of all of these principal nodes, what is it? The value of A is 1, the value of B is 1 upon 4, the value of C is 1 upon 4, the value of D is 2, and the value of E is 1 upon 4. The question tells me the value assigned to the principal node labeled dash must be exactly double the value assigned to principal node dash. So I need to look at the principal nodes, that is these nodes, and find out which one of them is the double of the other one. It's very obviously visible to us that A is 1 and D is 2, and this is the only one that is double of each other. So that is why the value the value assigned to A must be exactly the double, or rather the value assigned to D must exactly be the double of the value assigned to A, and that is going to be the answer D comma A is going to be the right answer. Okay, someone just has explained the whole procedure, took point C as the reference point and marked it as 0. Okay, you have started off from C and moving with the arrow, adding 1 going to opposite minus 1. Why are you adding? What do you mean by adding 1 going opposite minus 1? B and E have the same value 0, only B and A left with D farther away from C. I did not really understand your methodology, Vivek. Why are you why are you starting with 0? Because the relationship is that for every parent will be double the child, right? So if you're starting off with 0, then everyone will be 0. All the nodes will be 0. Why are you adding 1 and subtracting 1? So that is slightly confusing to me. So that is why I started off with 1. I started off with 1. I did not start with 0. If I would have started off with 0, then all of them would have been 0, right? Because if you read the properly, it is exactly double the value assigned to the child node. So the parent node needs to be double the amount of the child node, right? It's not plus 1 or plus 2. It's not plus 1 or plus 2. Okay, I hope this is clear to everyone. Let me bring up the poll. If this is clear, please mark in the poll, guys, if this is clear. It was an easy one, was a very interesting one. I hope it is clear. Okay, great. It is clear. Yeah, let's do one more graphical interpretation question. Let's try and do this one. Yeah. So we have a graph over here. We have a couple of questions, question 1 and question 2. We have options for each question. So you can either write your answers in form of options. Again, make sure they are comma separated and in sync with the question. Adding 1 means it gets divided by 2, and minus 1 means it is multiplied by 1. I'm just using reference point. What's wrong in that? You're saying you're adding 1 means it gets divided by 2. If minus 1, it is multiplied by 1. I think there's some miscommunication. I'm just reading what you are saying, but I am not understanding what you're saying. You're saying that adding 1 means it gets divided by 2, and minus 1 means it's multiplied by 1. The values will be respective of each other. This is just for understanding. Maybe there is some miscommunication. What you can do is what you have done. Maybe like in a piece of paper, if you want to explain it in a better way, you can, and just send it to me on satyam@gmatwiz.com. Okay. If you really want me to review it, okay, you can send your workings to satyam@gmatwiz.com, and after this webinar I will be able to review your whole process properly and will be able to give you my feedback. As of now, I'm not understanding what you're saying, maybe. Okay, so just for clarity, let's do this. Okay, just show your working and mail it to me. Okay guys, this is the last question of the day. A very interesting one. It will need a lot of your attention. Okay. Once you're done, please mark your answer in the chat. Just write down your answer in the chat and we shall start the discussion. Okay, guys, I have got a lot of responses, a lot of different types of responses. Do let me see. There are some people who are saying that the answer is B and C. Let me bring it in quickly. Some people are saying it's B and C. Some people are saying it's D and C. And also some people are saying it's C and C also. So there is, I guess, from the people who have marked the answer, who have given me the answer, there is no confusion for the second question. Okay, there is actually confusion. Someone also said me that the answer is D and D also, 40 and 6 also. So yeah, but mostly as far as the second question goes, mostly people have marked 5, and there is one person who marked 6. But as far as question 1 goes, there is a lot of confusion between B, C, and D. A lot of people have marked B, a lot of people have marked C, a lot of people have marked D as well. So there are different types of responses. Not any one of them is not dominant as far as the first question goes. So let us solve each one of them. Again, this is the type of question which tests your ability to read graphs. Okay, if you are actually able to read graphs like these properly or not. Okay, it's a pretty simple question. The chart below shows the time spent in minutes on social media by some age groups in a day. Okay, so Like for example, these are the age groups from 18 to 24, from 25 to 34, and these are different age groups and how much time they spend in minutes in a day. Okay, so this is in a day a calculation. For example, if I were to talk about the youngest group, they spend approx 60 minutes of time scrolling feed in a day, and then they spend another, if I say this is 60 minutes, and then they spend another 20 minutes in interacting with post, and then they spend another about 10 minutes messaging, and then they approximately spend this much of minutes in watching videos as well, and this much is given for all the different age groups. Okay, up until till 55 plus. Okay, so this is how you understand and read the question. Now let us read the question what is given to us. The first one that is given to us is people aged 45 and more. So people aged 45 and more, which means we are talking about these two age groups. These two age groups are the people who aged 45 and more spends approximately dash percentage of the time watching videos as compared to all age groups time watching video. So I need to find out the watching video time. Okay, watching video time of all age groups. Okay, so what is the watching video time for all the age groups? That is what I need to find out. So which means I need to find out the one in the yellow for each one of them. I need to find out the one in the yellow for each one of them. That is what I first I need to find out. So let us go ahead. So let us go ahead and find that out. How much is this? This is from 110 to 150, right? So what is this? This is about 40 minutes. This one over here, this one feels like from 85 up until 115. So how much is that? 115 minus 85, this will be about 30 minutes. Okay, similarly this we know is 60 and this we know is 80, so this is 20 minutes, and for this one this is about 35 to 50. So 35 to 50 will be another 15 minutes. And the last but not the least, this is from 20 to 30, so this is 10 minutes. So what is the total time of watching video by all the ages? That is 40 plus 30 plus 20 plus 15 plus 10. How much does that give me? This gives me 40 plus 30 gives me wait 40 plus 30 gives me 70, plus 20 gives me 90, and then plus 15 gives me 105, plus 20 plus another 10 gives me 115. So this in total is 115. Now what is the watching video time for 45 plus? If you do that calculation, that is 15 plus 10, that is about 25. So what percentage of that is? So we have to just calculate 25 divided by 115, and you get the approximate to be 22. So I hope you understand this. And for the people who mark anything other than 22, like again, I don't want to name drop, but all of you who mark anything other than 22 for the first question, you got it wrong. Use maybe some calculation mistake or something or the other. Please let me know what was the mistake that you made. Was it the calculation? Was it the watching video time of all the ages that you got incorrect? 115 you did not get it, or was it the watching video time of all the 45 plus that you got correct? Please let me know what was the mistake, but the answer for the first question has to be 22. Now for the second question, which most of you very difficult to do without data labels. Honestly, this is how this is exactly how you are going to get the what do you say the graphs in the exam. So you have to be very careful. Okay, you have to be very careful, and you have to understand, and you have to be you should have the ability to read it properly. Like what I did is, if I were to tell you, let me see if I can make this image slightly bigger. Let me see, just give me 1 minute. Let me add another page to this and slightly bigger this diagram. Yeah, I hope all of you can see this diagram now. Okay, if you see this, like how is this being distributed? What is the difference between each one of these? All right, or let's say the scale. What is the scale? 1 unit, okay, 1 unit is 20 units, okay, 20 minutes. 1 unit is 20 minutes. If you see, this is 120 minutes, this is 140 minutes, okay, right? So similarly, if I were to take this example, so this is starting from this, which means this is exactly in the middle. So this has to be 110, and this is ending over here, which is exactly in middle of 140 and 160. So this has to be 150. So this is how we got that this is 40 minutes. Okay. Similarly, if I do it for the for this age group, for the second age group, if you see, it is starting not from the middle of 80 and 100. Okay. If it would have been middle, if it would have been 90, but this is slightly less than that. So that is why we are taking 85, and over here we are taking 105. So this is 105. So the difference of 85 and 105 we we got was 30. So that is why this we took as 30 minutes. So this is how you have to read it. So this is the ability that you should have of reading it properly. Okay, so it might happen that this particular diagram that I have given you was smaller for you, but but in the exam you will get a big enough diagram, to be able to distinguish. Okay, someone just told me that I took 30 instead of 25 from 115, which changed percentage from 21 to 26. Therefore, I marked a C. So yeah, understood. So very good. Let us now quickly solve the second one as well, which most of you got correct. So the time spent on social media per day by youngest group is approximately dash times the time spent on social media by the oldest group. So what I am doing is I am comparing the time spent on social media, that is scrolling feed of the wait, on social media per day. So that would be interacting with posts and scrolling through feed. Okay, so that of the smallest group, that is the youngest group, and the oldest group. Okay, so what will the answer be for that? Most of you have marked C, which will actually be the right answer as well. If you see, again, let me bring up the bigger picture over here, just so that for the understanding. Okay, so what are we dealing with? We are dealing with the youngest and the oldest group over here. That is this group and this group. And what is the criteria that we are looking at? The criteria that we are looking at: time spent on social media per day. Okay, so what does social media account for? Social media accounts for scrolling feed and interacting with posts. So let us see that. So for the first one, it is about 60 minutes, and then interacting with posts. Again, this looks slightly ambiguous, because social media should ideally include scrolling feed and interacting with posts as well. But then again, this looks a little ambiguous as far as this goes. The question should not come like this. They will specify what they are talking about. They would not just say social media. They would rather specify what do they mean, whether it is interacting with post, or whether they mean scrolling through feed or watching video or messaging. They would not be so ambiguous about it. Social media, because what does social media consist of? I can also watch videos on social media. I can also message on social media, and I can absolutely do everything on social media. Is there anything that I'm missing, guys? Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much, Vibhor. Okay. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Actually, what is happening is all of it is coming under social media, because this. See, I told you, because it was very strange that they are mentioning it like this, but the person who has made the question has made sure to mention that all of it comes under social media. They have mentioned it in the question statement itself. So yeah, my bad. So how much time is the youngest group spending in social media? The time that they are spending in social media, as we can see, is 150 minutes in social media, and the oldest group is spending about exactly in the middle of this one. So that is about in the middle of this. If you see, this is 30 minutes. Okay,
So what will that be? That will be 30 by 50. That is going to be 5. That's why the answer will be 5. And the final answer for both of them would be 22 for the first one. Let me erase all of this. So 22 for the first one and 5 for the second one. This is how we do this question. So first one was slightly tricky. Again, not tricky honestly. You just need to be able to understand this graph properly, this bar graph that we have properly, and you should be able to do this. This was the last question, guys. Again, I have told you this already. Register for the free trial of GMATWhiz.com. Okay, and try to go through the course properly. The Data Insights course is up and running. Okay, for you it is live. The question bank is up and run. The question bank will be up and running in maybe in the coming weeks. Okay, go for the free trial and let me know. I have already given you couple of links for self-paced course. Let me paste it again over here. This is for the self-paced course. You can go ahead and see the plans and costing and everything. We also have personal tutoring courses as well for both quant, verbal, and DI as well. Not actually both, but actually all three of them. Let me bring up that link as well really quickly. Where did that go? If you have any question, guys, do let me know. I am the Q&A section of the webinar is up, so you can start asking your questions. I'm here for a few minutes. No, Manal, we do not have coordinate geometry anymore. Okay, so because that also comes under geometry. Okay, guys, you can also you can also book a free consultation call as well. Okay, you can use this link to schedule a free consultation call. Okay, that would this will be with our CEO Piyush Periwala. Okay, he will give you a rough understanding. If you have any doubts, you can let him know as well. I'm here for a few minutes, guys. If you have any doubts, let me know. And if you do not have any doubts, then you can drop off the call. Okay, thank you so much. It was a lovely session, guys. All of them were roughly medium to hard questions only. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Janvi. Thank you so much, Yukti. Thank you so much, Samagra. Thank you so much, Sri Prakash. Hope to see you around, guys. If you have any other question, let me know. Okay, Manal, any upcoming sessions for multi-source reasoning? Nothing planned as of now, honestly. But all of it, as soon as we come up with it, it will be announced on social media, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Facebook as well. So be hooked up to that as well. Or you can also write to support@gmatwiz.com and they will guide you. But as far as I know, no such session is planned for now for MSR, but it definitely will be in the coming future. So just stay tuned on LinkedIn, especially. So you will get the data. So you will get the announcement over there. a basic calculators on a basic calculator on the screen will be available for the DI section only, not for the quant section. A very basic one. Okay, guys, any other question? Let me know in the chat. I'm here for some time. If you do not have any question, feel free to drop off. That would give me an indication that you do not have any other question. Okay, guys, I do not see any other question. I am dropping off. If you have any other question, if you have any further query, feel free to contact support@gmatwiz.com. I've also given you my email ID. The WhatsApp number is also there. So if you have any issue, any query about anything, feel free to contact. Okay, thank you so much. It was a lovely session. Thank you so much. See you guys around.